All right, what's up, everybody? Hope everyone's having an amazing week. What's going on? If this is your first time on this Quick Start webinar, we do this webinar every single Thursday at 1 o'clock. Like clockwork, this is the 70th edition of the Quick Start webinar. Out of the last, I don't know, probably 73 or 74 weeks, we've done this 70 times. And if you're logging on for the first time, you're like, what's the Quick Start webinar all about? It's really just about practice. It's about staying sharp. It's about just mastering this craft of being a great private money lending borrower and a great private money lender. And if every single week we are practicing what to say, how to say it, learning from case studies and things like this, it's just going to raise the bar within that private money club community, which is awesome. So if there's any questions that you have logistically, like how do I get into private money club? I need help navigating around. What's the dates for the money tank event? Things like that. Joseph is your guy. He can help you answer it and get scheduled, enrolled, and all of these things and anything that PMC does or offers. If you have any questions about real estate, put them in the Q&A section, and we'll take a break probably about halfway through, and at the end of the webinar, it's an hour-long webinar, so I'll make sure to stay and answer all of your guys' questions for you. We have a special, you can see I'm kind of leaning in here because I got an empty seat right here next to me. And so this is a very special Quick Start webinar. So if you're just tuning in for the first time, you're gonna get ready, get excited. Who's gonna be the mystery guest that pops through that door? I don't know. Sure, come on in. All right, everyone say hi to my amazing, beautiful wife, Christy Duckett Harris. Go ahead and say hi to Christy. Say hi to everybody, Christy.
Hey everyone, how's it going today?
All right, so we're like tag teaming this, like Wayne and Garth
Hey
in the
Joseph.
house here. This is gonna be fun. Welcome to Christy's world.
I
This
don't know which one I am, but
Well, you're the blonde, so you maybe I don't know. I got the hat on, so maybe I don't know. Hulk Hogan died today.
oh, I know. This has been a tragic week, guys. It's like everyone from, my childhood. Super sad.
Yeah, crazy, crazy. But I mean, it just means, just more motivation. We got to take action. He
Yeah,
can't wait. I mean, he was pretty young. I mean, 70,
71.
71 years
Super
old.
young.
So crazy. So seize the day, seize the moment. All right, we got folks logging in here.
Cool.
What time you got, Joseph? It looks like it's right around 1 o'clock. So, Christy, if you guys don't know this, my wife, Christy, here, I'm so proud of her. She's an amazing real estate investor, and I'll give her a formal introduction here. But I've been getting a lot of questions on these webinars, and also in Private Money Club, you're starting to see more and more of these types of opportunities. And it's mobile and manufactured housing, mobile homes, mobile home parks. And we've been investing in those for quite some time. Christy's been doing this for a real long time. And I'm not, I'll let her share kind of how she got started doing this and so on and so forth. But I brought her in to share. Would you guys like this? To learn about manufactured homes. We just have this manufactured home investing power hour for the next 40 minutes or so. What do you think?
I love it. I love it. Yeah, guys, affordable housing. I've just been I mean, I know just investing in real estate, and I'll kind of go through some PowerPoints, just the prices of rents going up, the prices of housing going up. And it used to be so easy, especially in our market, to find a house. I'm talking a single family home for like $40,000. That's like unheard of now. I mean, you can't even find a decent something you can renovate or keep as a rental that makes sense. So mobile and manufactured homes are a great way to lend if you're looking to lend, and a great way also to invest. So I just want to show you some of those opportunities.
Cool. So I took some of your slides from your presentations I've seen you do in the past. So you don't know what is in
Yeah,
here, but you'll know what's in here when you see what's in here. So I was just trying to pick some case studies and things like that that you could cover with the group. So
cool.
before we kick things off, oh, I love this. Kyle says, I have a mobile home deal that I need to fund. I have the land in my corporation already. Kyle, this is awesome. So what we're going to do is I'm going to let Christy roll on just education on manufactured homes, mobile homes, and then she also teaches a class for Private Money Club that's kicking off August 9th, if I'm not, or
And
August 10th is her first class. And so if anyone wants to learn or join Christy in that course, I'll talk about that. But once Christy's done going through like case studies and some knowledge, what I'll do, Kyle, for you and anyone else that's on this call that has a deal and you need funding for that deal, I'll share with you exactly how to leverage the private money club, what I would do, how everyone on this call can, all 62 people right now, can go and create a private money club profile. If you don't have one yet, you can create a free profile to get the ball rolling. But I'll share with you 4 or 5 different ideas of, if I had a deal right now that needed funding, this is what I would be doing. And we actually do. We had closed on a duplex or put a duplex under contract this week. So the same,
Noah's never even seen it.
it's the same exact. No.
Just,
Well, well, hey, this is her. This is her. I don't know if can anyone relate to this. I don't want to do anything. I just want to relax. I just want to like chill and this, that, I get. And then what do? Oh, by the way, we're gonna buy this duplex,
that's
right?
exactly what I say. We're not picking up any more real estate. And then I came across something and I laughed because if I had shown Noah this and he had gone with me, he probably would have like kiboshed it like half my deals. So I had to like sell him on why it's a great deal. And now he's all on board without ever seeing. So
Yeah,
yeah.
my wife's amazing. We wouldn't own any real estate if it weren't for her. And that's a fact. I'd say no to everything. All right, so what I'm gonna do real quick, I'm just gonna run through some logistic
Cool.
stuff, and then we'll get you rocking and rolling. If you've ever seen myself or Christy teach, we're really big on being extremely transparent, straightforward, and I like to talk about the hurdles, the pitfalls, what could go wrong in this business. This is not all just easy breezy stuff. I promise you, all the case studies that Christy shows. Um, they were good case studies, but there's also things that were obstacles that we had to overcome throughout those deals, right? So nothing in real estate is given to you. You got to go out and earn it. That's why we practice. That's why we educate ourselves. That's why we spend an hour every Thursday on webinars like this to get better and improve. We teach from the perspective of real estate investors. So we're not attorneys, we're not accountants, we're not real estate agents, contractors. What we do is we surround ourselves with those experts to make sure that our deals are good deals and they give us the best opportunity for success. Okay, so I want you guys to go out there and surround yourself with the best of the best too. And maybe education is an element of that, right? I would agree with that too. So, and if you have any questions at all, put them in the Q&A section. When Christy's done, we'll pull that up. We'll go through those questions. Some you can post them in the chat, but sometimes the chat box is just like it's just going off. It's too much to keep up. Even though we do have Joseph Nagasa as part of the PMC team, and he's here to answer any questions. And if you want some one-on-one help, maybe someone that talks slower, Joseph is your guy. Go click to give him a text message, click on the link, give him a call, and he can walk you through stuff, right? So we're excited. So here we go. For Kyle and everybody else that has deals or you see yourself having deals in the future and you want to know what to do, these are the 4 different things that I would work on right after our call. As soon as we're done, hop on privatemoneyclub.com, create the profile, get things up and running. And what I'll do and halfway through or so, when Christy's done teaching about mobile homes, I'll actually walk through this with you live and show you what I would do and what I do every day in our real estate investing business. Does that sound good? Are you guys excited? Give me a big oh yeah in the chat box. One of the things that I love, to do on these calls here, Christy, and maybe you hear me through the walls doing this exercise, but I love to get a taste of who is on the call right now. And so if you can get your fingers ready, get them warmed up. If you're on your phone, get your thumbs warmed up. If you are the type of person who loves the idea of putting your money to work and having it secured by real estate that's worth much more, we're going to call you lender. You're going to those are my lenders. So type lender in the chat box if that's you. You've got money and you want to put it to work at a nice double-digit rate of return, secured by real estate much more. That's a goal for you. Type lender in the chat box there. All right, cool. Now they're coming through. All right, kicking it off. Kicking it off. Pete, Patrick, I love it. You guys are messaging me directly too. You can share it with everyone. Veronica, lender, and you're gonna see the lenders are gonna come through. Lots of times on these calls, I love it. Paul says aspiring lender. Awesome, Paul. So if we have 76 people on right now, my guess is there's right around 50%, which is awesome to see. Now, if you are on this call and you love the idea of putting money to or borrowing all the funds that you need for your real estate investing goals. Like let's say you're buying a fix and flip. You love the idea of going to a person to for the purchase price and for all the repair costs instead of a bank or a hard money lending company. Type borrower in the chat box real quick. Let's see what we're working with here. All right, cool.
Nice.
And as you can see, there's, what's nice about doing these webinars and being a part of Private Money Club is that this is our little swimming pool, right? And we all have similar goals. It's difficult for us to find lenders outside in the real world because not a lot of people understand what it is. But when we're in Private Money Club, it's like we all want to help each other win, which is awesome. And today, Christy Duckett Harris is going to go through how to win in the mobile home investing business. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm
All
ready.
right,
I
cool.
think I'm on Noah's computer, so this could be
All right,
tricky.
let's see. I'm not even sure what the next slide is going to be, so this could be scary. Let's see. Oh, okay, we're good. We're good. We're good.
Yeah, he just throws these slides up, and I'm like, I know these, but what order are they in? So,
Yeah, so
he's the
we can
manufacturer.
kick it off here. I got a little info slide about you. I love to brag
Okay,
about
cool.
you, but I'll let you do it.
Oh, stop. All right. My name is really Christy Harris, but my maiden name is Duckett. I waited forever to get married, so everyone still calls me by my maiden name. So I have to throw up both if you're wondering why I go by both. But I've been in real estate since 2007. When I look at that, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, it's almost been 20 years, which flew by very quickly. I love coaching. I love helping people. I love educating. And I think it is the number one most important thing in real estate. I have so many, and Noah as well, inbox messages on Facebook, emails from people who got into a bad situation and they didn't tell anyone until it was all said and done. And if they had just coached with someone, someone could have helped them along the way. So I believe really in helping people through that. Currently, we do fix and flip, single family, multifamily. I love small multifamily units, buy and hold, but I love manufactured and mobile homes. I've been saying that and preaching that since 2007 when it wasn't cool and nobody liked mobile homes and manufactured homes were awful and they were depreciating assets and all that business. And now I'm seeing more than ever people reach out to me about manufactured and mobile homes, not only reaching out to me, but also coming in and going like, what can I do with these? And what I realized is all along I had been coaching people and I had been sort of helping and not helping them in a sense because I would give quick answers. And I realized with the mobile and manufactured homes, there's so many nuances and unique different things with them that I actually wasn't helping anyone. I was probably hurting them by giving those one word answers because they would get themselves into a deal they didn't know what to do. So I'm a farmer's daughter. I laugh. We just went home to Virginia. My parents are the old school, fix it yourself, do everything yourself type of people. And Noah has done everything in his power to break me of that because I'm a product of that environment. So having three boys has taught me how to outsource, how to make others do and help people create their business and make money as well in the business. But yeah, that's a little background. My degree is in psychology. So again, it all goes back to that helping and loving people and doing.
Yeah, I know when you first like got into the manufactured home business, it was like a lot of figuring it out. Like you knew
Yeah,
there was an opportunity and it's like how do you make it?
there was nobody out there teaching and training, and you have to think like at that time that's when the internet was like coming to light and becoming big. So I would just kind of like, I don't even know if Google, I guess Google's back then, I don't know. I bought a book on mobile home investing, started looking into that, and then kind of found a couple resources, and then I pioneered the path, and I literally tripped and stumbled my way to learning all the information up until now. And that's why I think it's so important to educate people on how to do these properly. Like, I have a piece of land. Should I build a mobile home park? Should I bring in a home? What are the options that I have to do? And there's so many. It's not like a single family home that's just there and you're not moving it. You can just renovate it, add an addition. There's so many different things you can do. And that's really what I've been working to create to teach people the opportunities on the lending and the borrowing side.
Absolutely. So I put in some like before pictures
Okay.
of some of the deals we've done in the past.
Yeah. How
Uh,
many of you, I guess, just in the chat box have been in a manufactured or mobile home? There's probably some of you that maybe grew up in one and you say, once I grew up, that I hear this commonly. I grew up in one and I never want to go back to one. That's why I got away from them and never did anything. But then there's a lot of people that say, hey, listen, I grew up in one and it was affordable housing. I'd love to do this. So if you haven't been in one, I suggest you go in. A lot of the newer ones look like a single family home if you're on the inside, and that's our goal. So if you look at this house, I mean, literally, if I threw this up and didn't tell you it was a mobile or manufactured home, you might be like, all right, that looks like a house to me, right? Simple plywood cabinets. The cabinets are made a little cheaper in some of these homes. This one had LVT flooring, you have particle board on the floor.
Let me
So
ask you a question,
yeah,
guys. How many of you have come across a mobile or manufactured home deal and maybe it looked like this, or maybe it looked like this, or maybe it looked like that,
green carpet, orange couch,
right? Or maybe have you ever gotten a lead or seen an opportunity and maybe it looked like that?
like something you thought you'd have
Type
to rip down and
the
destroy.
type that's me in the chat box. Like give us some feedback. Has anyone like seen a mobile home deal or had a lead and you're like, I just don't know what the heck to do with this. So you just kind of passed over it a little bit. Christy says, that's me. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. On one now. Okay, cool.
Or you pass one every day you're driving, right? Like
Yeah.
to work and you're like, oh, mobile home, that's weird. Okay. Yep. And just don't even think about it twice.
Yeah. All right, cool. So that's all right. So
That's me. And sometimes they're free.
yeah, right, right. So
Correct. This one actually was a free one. I love that you said that. That was a free one we found.
yeah, so I'm gonna pull up Private Money Club here in a minute, and there are mobile and manufactured home deals and things like that in there, and I'm gonna show you how people are leveraging the platform for this type of niche, right? So I had someone that was like, "Is this the mobile home investing webinar, or is this the Private Money Club webinar?" You're in the right place, right? You're in the right place. We're doing something a little bit different today. We've got my wife here, guest speaker, Christy Duckett, just sharing some insight on investing in mobile and manufactured homes. And lots of times we share stuff like this because I know in our real estate investing business, here's an example here of one of those. This is the after of one of those projects. Lots of times we see what we do is we go to private lenders to fund our deals, specifically the mobile and manufactured home opportunities, because traditional banks won't do it. And hard money lending companies are also reluctant in many cases to do these types of deals. So for us, private money is how we have to go if we don't want to use our own cash. On the flip side of this, if you are a lender, what you're going to notice is a lot of these price points and these opportunities are much lower. So if you've been on the sideline from becoming a lender because you're looking at deals on Private Money Club and they're a couple $100,000 or half a million bucks or whatever or $1 million or more, this could be an opportunity for you as a lender to put your money to work at smaller price points and have a first position lien, which is huge,
Huge.
right?
And also remember, guys, even if you're right now investing and you have private money lenders built, a lot of them still will not lend unless they're part of the private money club because we've educated and talked about this a lot. Most of the lenders won't lend on manufactured or mobile homes that you currently have because they don't understand them. And they listen to all the hype from everyone out there in the news saying, they're not great investments. So that kind of cuts you into a space when you find a deal. How in the heck do I fund this? And that's literally PMC. That's why
Yeah.
we're so excited.
Just like John said, that
Mhm.
this is affordable housing
Yes.
prices. Yeah. So you can see some of the profits here. We're not going to get too much into the go down those rabbit holes of the deals so much the case studies themselves. But this was the before here, and then boom after of that
And we
property.
use the same template and everything. That's what I teach in the course. Stick to what you know. Don't go outside of the box. Just if it sells once, it'll sell twice. Make it easy.
Keep it simple.
Very.
Similar, very similar, right? These were almost back-to-back deals. Lower price points, lower renovation budgets, less like permitting and things like this, and
Little to no permitting, which is
nice little
amazing.
profit.
Yes.
Private money lender on this one, right? So there was the before on this one, and here's the after. Boom, right?
Just
Beautiful.
open it up. Everybody loves an open floor plan. It's the number one requested thing.
I love Deborah said, "Hey, warning, warning! Mobile homes in the 1970s have aluminum electrical wiring." You're probably going to talk about that a little bit, right?
Yeah, I do. And I talk about the older ones versus the newer ones and financing options that are not available in some of the older ones that are in the newer.
Yep. Has anyone looked at properties like this where there's a main building, maybe it's a single family house, or in this case, it's a duplex, but then there's a mobile home on the backside of the property?
If you live in the South, you definitely have seen one of these.
Has anyone has anyone come across the lead like this and you're like, I have no idea what to do with this thing, right? Actually, great question. What percentage you paid for the private money lender for that flip? I actually have the flip side of the coin on a next couple of slides here where I'll show you some of the lender profits that they made and things like this, right? Which is cool. So this was the trailer on the backside of investment
And it
property
was
that
a
we
nice little
purchased.
unit. I mean, it was just an outdated little older unit, but the core
Yeah.
of it was so good.
Yep. And then we turned it into that, which is, a lot nice. What did we rent that for?
Yeah, we rented that for 1,500 bucks a
1,500
month.
bucks.
We do a lot of midterm rentals, travel nurses, and this is right down from one of the main hospitals and with very little housing around it. So I saw the need and knew it could be a great
Yeah, that was a right
asset.
right down the street from a hospital. Nurse moved in there, 1,500 bucks. Boom. Love it, love it. What about this? Anybody seen any of these? Now, I'll be honest with you, if I see something like this, I'm not getting out of the car. We're driving by.
He has no interest.
Zero interest.
Not unless your dollar signs. I'm thinking like there is a way to make money on this.
But you ended up flip selling this as is to somebody,
Yeah,
right?
I did.
It
That
was,
yeah, we got a lead from an agent. I'll talk, I talk about that and how building relationships is so big and kind of branding yourself as the person who does a lot of manufactured homes. And we were able to sell it off to another investor.
that's super cool.
Yeah.
So tell a little bit about the story about Chris and because he asked you to speak on a wealth webinar.
Yeah, I love Chris. He's amazing.
And then how did you come up with the class for PMC?
So what ended up happening is Chris and I were talking
I'm
and
gonna check on the kids.
yeah, we were going through mobile home investing and we were just talking about different things. And as he's saying it, he's like, yeah, they're great assets. I've lent on them before. So when he was talking about it, he was talking in the space of mobile home parks, which I have owned in the past. And I said, yeah, they're great assets, but I'm talking about the mobile home on the land. But he's still saying, yeah, the parks are great and the houses. And then it was like a light bulb, like literally just flicked off in his head. And he's like, wait a minute, are you talking about manufactured homes just on land? You're talking about flipping the home on the land, right? Like a real property. And I'm like, yes. He's like, oh my gosh, that's actually an awesome strategy. And he's like, there is definitely an opportunity. And what we find in PMC and what I found is and if we're in South Carolina and we're in Columbia, so we're in a little bit lower price point, but still not that low anymore. But if you're in a California market, if you're looking for a lender to lend on your deal, you're not going to find a $150,000 deal, right? Maybe you might find a manufactured home in a park, but a home on land just isn't happening, or some of the Northwest states. So what we were finding in PMC, there were so many lenders that had large amounts of money, but then there were some that had small amounts of money to lend. And he was like, this is a great opportunity for everyone in PMC to be able to make money on their smaller loans. So I said, listen, Chris, you don't have to just look at even manufactured homes on land. You can even look in a park because we've flipped homes in other people's parks. So talking about homes on titles, I saw someone in the chat box type in chattel loan and different things of the sort. So there's just a tremendous opportunity. I feel like it was missed, and there was a way to put everyone's money to work. And I think with the piece of education that I brought, I could then teach the lenders and the borrowers how do we properly do that in a safe space. And that's what we were able to come up with, which was pretty cool. So as I go through here, I'm going to show you. Hopefully, I can get Noah's, sorry, Mac is a little newer and trickier than mine.
All right, kids are still
Yeah.
alive. We can keep this party going. All right,
Yeah.
here's the next. So I got some bullet points, I think,
Okay,
of
cool.
things that you could run
Awesome.
run through these. But yeah, you hit I guess you kind of hit this like buyers, right? Borrowers. You might be looking for diversify into an asset class, like a lot of people are saying in the chat box, where it's like, hey, these are lower price points. It's affordable housing, and there's not a lot of competition.
No, and it makes people feel comfortable too. Like instead of if you're first time lending, jumping into $1 million deal, you say, hey, listen, I've got a deal here that's at a little bit of a lower price point. I feel super comfortable starting out there.
Nice. Rob Brooks says, I'm in
Hey,
Columbia,
Rob.
South Carolina.
Nice.
Yeah, we're not hard to
Hey,
find.
neighbor.
We're not hard to find. All right, cool. Lenders, yeah, and lenders looking to lend on smaller amounts, but still like the idea of that first lien position, which is huge, right?
Absolutely.
Here's a slide. These are some of the loans on those deals that we shared. Private lender on the first one, we paid him 10%, first position. So what's cool is a $160,000 loan secured by an asset worth 250. That second in the middle there, we paid a little bit of points on that one, but 10% to our private lender, 55,000. First position lien at 55,000, secured by an asset that we sold for 110. And the one on the end there, 65 grand, 12% first position, secured by an asset that we sold for
I always
125,000.
laugh. I know Noah negotiated those last two deals. I hate paying points, and I never want to pay over 10%.
Yeah, hey,
Husband loves to give you money.
if you're a lender on this call and you get me when you reach out
Talk to
to us,
Noah, right?
you're going to be in better shape than if you get Christy. She'll beat you up. But here, yeah, those are some examples, right, of what the loans looked like on those opportunities here, right? And I got these mobile homes kind of like the must knows, like if someone's looking at a deal for themselves as an investor, or if someone's maybe thinking about from a lender perspective, what might be good for folks to know. Because look, you might see a great opportunity, lenders, you might see a great like oh, I could do this. It's 30 grand and nice interest rate, but like there's questions that you want to ask the borrower to make sure that that borrower understands what it is that they're doing. So that if their goal is to flip, fix, and flip it, okay, like, well, are they doing the right things to get it ready to do so and to be approved for financing and things like
If
that,
you're the
right?
borrower, you want to know this. I'm looking in the chat box. I see Chris Stokes is in here. She's one of my amazing students out of North Carolina. And I saw she just flipped a house and went under contract in 3 days.
Chris, put the numbers in there
So
for
great
us
job,
if you
Chris.
can. How much did you buy it for? What did you rehabs? What did you sell it for? Roundabout numbers.
Yeah. And I love
Success.
all these mobile home must knows. I laugh because in my mind, I know Chris has contacted me on some of this stuff and we've talked about it. Like, oh, hey, what if there's not a data plate? What if the title's missing? There's all these weird things that come up. And it's so important to know how to navigate those because she could have easily said, hey, I'm going to pass on this deal because I can't figure this out. But to have a sounding board and understand and learn, it's big. All right.
Cool. So you bought it for 64, repairs around 70, and the list price was just under 200.
Yep.
Awesome.
And she's found her sweet spot there. That's another part of just teaching, like, what are the areas to invest in? What's the sweet spot? A price point? How fast are things selling? And again, these are, pretty quick. I mean, I'll say definitely quick because we have houses we're flipping right now that I'm going through permitting. Heck, especially at the beginning of the year, they changed a lot of permitting on this really old, beautiful home we're doing. And in the time I'm wasting all this time doing that, the profit's big. Yes, it'll work out. But I'm able to do a couple mobile homes without any permitting and zoom through those. So just the collapse time frame is so big to me and the effort put into it, it can really be quick. Yeah, 3 days on market. I'm under contract for the mobile home next door. There you go.
Oh,
Buy
okay.
buy the
Okay.
block. That's the other one, right? By the neighborhood. We call it monopoly. If you're gonna buy one house on that street, you should buy every house on that street.
Congrats. That's awesome.
Yeah, congrats.
Did you fund those with private money, Chris Stokes? Did you fund those with a private money lender?
Yes.
Cool.
Awesome.
There you go.
Did you pay points? No, I'm
Did you pay
kidding.
any points? No. What was
I'm
your rate?
teasing.
Like everyone's rating. Chris is getting all these
She's
messages
gonna
now.
get all these questions. No points. Good
Okay. All
job.
right. Yeah.
12%. Okay.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Beautiful. Awesome. So yeah, run through some of this stuff that you maybe.
Yeah. So we talk about a HUD tag and a data plate. And if you've never been in a manufactured home or done anything with them, you'll be like, what in the heck is that? That doesn't even make sense. So with them, you're gonna have certain plate inside that tells where the manufactured home was actually built and made in what factory, what wind zone, what area. You're not going to find that on a house, right? So that's something to look for. HUD tag is the tag on the exterior of the manufactured home. You need to have that on there if you're looking to sell it and get financing on the sales side. And don't worry if it's not, right? You can still track it down and find it, but it's important to check those things. I think what's really important about this is they're great negotiation tools. So if some of these things aren't there, you can go back to the seller and say, hey, it's going to take me extra work and time to do these items. So because of that, I'm going to have to negotiate a lower price point, which is big. How to value or pull comps. That is big. What year is the home? I see Chris typing that in there. That is huge on financing. What makes it real property or a chattel loan? What that means is it real property like a house? That matters on, again, the sales side when you're selling. Can you get financing, or is it going to be a cash deal? You have to know that going in. Because there are investors I know that did not do that and they are stuck with manufactured homes they could not sell because they thought they could get financing, but the house was too old. So knowing like almost the checklist of what are the do's and don'ts are so important. Having a good agent on your team. Big one, local city, county rules and regulations. This is changing daily, guys. We are in a city where you can literally drive through a neighborhood downtown and then you see two mobile homes and you're thinking, why are there mobile homes in this neighborhood? I'll tell you why. Those mobile homes were there first. That was probably a farm and then they developed it later, but never removed the manufactured or mobile home. So getting with the county and going down to the zoning office. If you go, I told Noah one day I had to get go to zoning to get something signed off to detitle a mobile home. And I was down there and I was just listening to the zoning people answer the phone and people calling in. People are so mad. They're constantly changing the zoning of land around you. You think you own your land, you think it's always going to be what it is until the county changes it. And it really shows that you need to know the right questions to ask when you're getting into a deal to make sure you're not going to have any issues on the backside because there's a million things that could pop up. And I want you to know those things before you ever buy something. But again, that comes down to the regulations, the buying paperwork, having a great attorney that also understands manufactured homes. And mobile home supply stores, what are those? You've probably seen them. You're driving through your area, your neighborhood, you see a little store that has the word something, something mobile home. They sell specific mobile home parts, fixtures, doors, windows, only privy to manufactured homes. And you have to have one because sometimes you're going to find a weird door that Lowe's or Home Depot does not fit. And also, that's a great lead source. The gentleman, Terry, that owns the one in our area, has owned that. I keep telling him, he's in his 70s. I'm like, Terry, when you retire, I want to buy this because he has the lowdown on every deal, every mobile home park, every individual. That guy could write a story, a book for every story he has. So those are just important connections that you need.
You bought one from a mobile home. That was a mover.
It was a mover. Yes,
Movers.
yes. We work with different movers. That's important to have a good mover. Are they insured? Are they licensed? But I could buy if I just propped it down with Terry. Actually, when I go in to buy something, guys, minimum I average like I'm gonna spend 45 minutes in there talking to him because you just can't get out of there and he's so daggone nice. And if you're talking to him and you're the next person in line and he doesn't recognize you, he'll just continue talking to me and just ignore that person. He isn't worried about making money. He's just like making friends in there.
Yeah,
But
the guy that owns it.
yeah, the
Yeah,
guy that owns it, Terry. He's
good,
great.
good people.
Hmm.
I had a question in here. How do you feel about creating a mobile home park with new units? Did you hit that?
Oh, that no, that's a great question. So again, that comes down to zoning. So what you'll find is sometimes it's easier to buy a pre-existing park that's already there, that's already been grandfathered and that's already zoned. Now, I'm not saying don't develop land and maybe put a couple of homes on it. I think it depends, is your exit strategy passive income or is your exit strategy to flip? So I'm not opposed to that, but you really got to see how much. Usually if you're developing, it's going to be a lot more money in than you want to spend than just buying something pre-existing.
I hear you say this all the time too. Like,
Mhm.
if you've never owned a mobile home park, you probably shouldn't start with a
A
mobile home
hundred
park.
percent. I get that all the time. Oh my gosh, I'm just gonna buy them. I have people reach out to me, like my friend in California. Hey, I've got a guy that wants to buy a mobile home park, and I'm like, what? Does he even invest? Number one, like that's not a good idea. Like, if he knows nothing about it, I would highly not recommend it. I think you should start with one unit, understand the ins and outs, understand what they are, how to renovate them, and then kind of move from there. 100%.
Good advice. All right, guys, we only have Christy for a few more minutes. If you have any questions about mobile manufactured homes, there's been a lot of great feedback in the chat box here and people messaging directly, which is awesome to see.
Yeah.
So you do, Christy does teach a class for the Private Money Club, and we can talk a little bit about that. While I pulled this up, what are the pros and cons regarding manufactured homes? If you had to like,
I mean, there to me are no cons, honestly. Like you can give me the worst one and I'll figure out how to renovate it if the numbers make sense. I think it's all pros. I think it's affordability, less competition. What I'm finding out, and this I can probably say for all across the US, especially since like the COVID push, a lot of people have gone back to, I would love to have an acre or two of land and a house on it. And the problem with land is a lot of in our area, older people own the land and they don't want to give it up. I mean, rightfully so. My father's one of those. He's a farmer. He will never sell that land. We will inherit that. His goal is to make us keep that and never sell it because they don't make more land. That was his motto, and it's true. So what you're finding is people can't even find affordable land, but when there's a mobile home on it, it becomes more affordable because that asset isn't desirable to everyone. So I feel like we can find great deals with those on it. So being able to renovate those has been such a pro because they sell so quickly when we put them on the market because they come with decent acreage.
Mhm.
But the cons, like anything, I mean, they're smelly, they're gross. That's every house if you're buying something renovated and fixed up. But I just don't really think there's a con. I think the con is if you don't know what you're doing, that could be the con. That would get you into trouble.
Okay, so Christy says my biggest obstacle is finding a lender to help with the fix and flip. I already have the home. So without Christy, just hang tight. I'm going to show you in Private Money Club how you can become
Yes.
a member of PMC, post your deal, and if it's lower price points and you're a good operator and the deal makes sense, then there's going to be people interested in wanting to talk to you. So just hang tight. I'll help you out with
Like what
that.
John said, buy outside the city, go to the county, less restrictions. That is commonly true, but now I'm starting to find these little smaller areas because they don't want the growth. They're starting to really crack down too. That used to be like 100% go outside, nobody cares. Now actually they're like, we don't want the city people out here. We're going to put the stop on everything. So it's just finding and getting to the right person in the county to talk to.
Chris and Rob kind of have the similar question. I
Mm-hmm.
think they're relatable anyways.
Yes.
So
Okay.
Rob's question is, what is the difference between manufactured and mobile homes? Can I have land in Sumter and they said I can only put a manufactured home on it.
Oh, okay, good one. Hey, I know the lady in the office, Rob, Tanya, I think is her name. She's super cool. I've sold some land down there with manufactured homes over next to Fort Jackson, so I'm real familiar.
Fort
Um,
Sumter, the other one,
I
not
mean,
Jack.
not Fort Jackson, the Air Force Base. Sorry, I can't think of it right now. I drew a blank. Shaw. Shaw? No, that's the other one. We got so many around here. You'll put it in there, I'm sure, for me to help me out. So what is the year that banks finance mobile homes? So everything prior to this is really easy to remember, guys. Noah's birthday, so you can remember to wish him. June 15th. Okay. June 15th is Noah's birthday. It's also not the same date as his birthday, but June 15th, 1976 was the day that HUD basically set the guideline that on that date, anything there after that date is bank financeable. Anything prior to, you cannot get financing on. So when we talk about how important it is in the year, it's that June 15th, 1976. Super important.
But I would start with the end in mind too, Chris. So like when you go to refinance, make sure you're talking to banks and you're interviewing them and letting them know what the deal is so that when you get to that point, you're already pretty much done.
Or even
You know,
flipping them.
yeah,
If you're
yeah.
flipping it to somebody, get with the lender that works in manufactured home space. So, what's the difference between manufactured and mobile homes? Good question. So, Rob, anything before that June 15th, 1976 is considered a mobile home. You interchangeably hear me say manufactured, mobile, right? And really anything after that date is technically a manufactured home because it's set to HUD guidelines. Now, they might say manufacturer because they're thinking it needs to be past that date too, or they're interchangeably using the word Shaw. Thank you. Yes, Air Force Base. We've got so many bases around here. I had to like think for a second. But yeah, that's great. If they're allowing you to put that on there, cool. That is awesome. And if you need a good attorney down there, I've got one. Ken Hamilton right there in Sumter is amazing. I've used him a lot, built a good little relationship with him. But yeah, the land, again, if you've got it already and they'll allow you to put that on it, that's a great fix and flip or a rental for sure.
Yep. All right, cool. So what's coming up?
Yeah, so after all these years of just investing and so many questions with coaching students, I realized, oh my gosh, okay, maybe I should write a book. Well, I don't know if any of you have ever started writing a book and actually finished it. Congratulations. I started and can never finish it. And in between, I had two kids. Forget it, then everything's out the door. So when COVID hit, I thought this is the perfect time to really sit down and write a course about mobile home investing and really spend the time to put this together. So I spent a lot of time going through the pros, the cons, the nuances, the types of deals you can do. And then I decided, you know what? I mean, I'm speaking for myself too, right? We can all buy the book, we can all take the class, but do we actually take action and do it half the time? Absolutely not. That's where coaching comes in and the push, the kind, gentle push. um, so I started a 4-week challenge and I really kind of dumbed it down to the point that we meet twice a week. We go over education piece and we go over action items that need to be done to get you up and moving to complete a deal. And I can successfully say that in 4 weeks, you can complete a deal because I've had students that have had ones in the works. And that is the goal, not for you to just buy another book, a course to throw on the shelf and do nothing with, because I feel like I've done that. I mean, I'm doing that with the gym membership right now, unfortunately. If I got a coach and they came to my house, guess what? I would definitely be more successful. So this is really what that is. It's helping you get into the mobile home space, whether you're a borrower or a lender. Because a lot of times, I hear people saying, "Oh, well, I don't really need to know if I'm a lender." No, you need to know more than anyone. You need to understand how to analyze a deal. You have to understand. When that borrower sends everything over to me, am I asking them the right questions? Single family homes are a completely different ball game. So we have that coming up on August the 10th.
August the 10th. So,
Yes.
Joseph, if you're there, Joseph, go ahead and put all your information in there. And if you guys are interested in learning more about that, you can schedule time to talk with Joseph. Text, he's got his number there that you can text. You can go right to the website. But yeah, we're excited. I think there's how many people are taking it so far? What did we
Um,
decide? It was like right now, I think there's like 12 or 13
yeah, 12 or
folks
13,
that are
which
going
is
to be in the
awesome.
class.
So I'd love to have you guys. If this is a space you're like, gosh, I've thought about this for so long. I've been putting it off. Um, oh, FYI, I'm in San Diego, California, if you're wondering. Oh yeah, San Diego. Yeah, great market. And I get this a lot. Can you invest anywhere across the US? This is important. As a borrower, absolutely. The only place you can't is Hawaii because there are no manufactured homes in Hawaii. But we actually have lenders out of Hawaii that lend on our deals, which is pretty cool. But anywhere and everywhere you can do it. I've coached students in New York, California. So it doesn't matter. Don't say your price point's too high. I can't do it. It's too much. I mean, that they're affordable in your market. That's what's cool to see. The manufactured homes in California are still affordable than the housing. They're usually in parks a lot of times.
All right, cool. I thought there was another question. That's why I backed out of here because I can only see it
Oh yeah, it
if I
came to a different
exit. So
spot.
let me see if there's any more questions. Hey guys, has this been pretty good so far? What do you think? Should we have Christy? Should we have her back on? I think so. I think so. We got to get her in here to teach like construction management, contractor management. I think that
Yeah.
would be a really, really good one
That's my next course. I
as
keep saying I
well.
need to launch. I That's the other thing I get is, oh my gosh, I'm struggling with a contractor. My bids were too high. The requirement put 50% down when I start. I hear all these like nightmare horror stories. And we just built, we're actually renovating a house in Greenville, which is about an hour and a half from us. And we were able to interview and find different people to renovate the property without being there, which is awesome. So it's a testament to having a good system in place. And with your contractors, you have to have that.
Cool.
It can go bad fast.
There's the schedule. If you guys want any more details about Christie's Mobile Home Take Action Challenge, you can message Joseph in the chat box. He can set up a one-on-one time with him.
Yep.
But
And I do it Sunday evenings because, and people say, oh, that's my day to rest. I also feel like sometimes that's your day to get started because Monday gets very hectic. And I know that I'm speaking from experience that when you hit the ground running Monday, it's like, oh my gosh, we're already here. So I like to do a Sunday evening. I'm very mindful of time. I stick to my schedule. I'm not one to run over because I do value your time. And I try to be very consistent. And in between, if you have questions, I'm always here to help even after. Like I want you, and Chris can be a testament for that. I might not be able to pick up the phone, but I can text you, email you, right away. Again, we have two kids. You know how that goes.
yeah,
So,
or find us in Private Money Club
yes,
as well.
it's a great resource tool. It's been amazing. The fact we found that has grown
That's the other day. I
just
think it's Thursday,
tremendously.
right?
It's Thursday, and everything is recorded, guys. So I know, like, for some of you, you may say, look, I work during those times. I have kids as well. I have these obligations. Everything is recorded for you to go back and watch over, which I think is very important because you always miss things the first time as well.
Cool. Maybe I'll show him that.
Hmm.
Cool. Well, thank you.
Thank
I
you.
gotta help Kyle get his deal posted here and get his next
Yeah.
deal
I'm
funded.
excited. I just love when somebody pops in there and says, "Oh, I've got a deal. I'm doing that." I'm
Yeah.
like, "Awesome."
Yeah,
So
it's
yeah.
exciting. So like I like to see. And then what's cool is though is the people that actually do it.
Yes. My
You
take
know,
action people are my favorite people.
yeah. So I do see a lot of people on here who have been on the Quick Start quite a bit, and then I see them in Private Money Club, and then I see them doing deals, and
Hold
that's
on,
where
I'm
it's all
laughing. Rob's like, I think I've seen you in Chapin, Noah. Did you see him at the rail station? That little restaurant,
or at the
like,
hockey rink.
or at the hockey rink? Those are his two
That's
solo
all I
things.
do is
Listen, real estate,
hockey,
he raises the money. I do all the other stuff, and that's
ice
where you'll
cream,
find him.
ice cream.
So you could have,
Yeah.
yeah, ice cream and smoothies. Yeah.
That's funny. Good chance. Good chance.
Awesome,
Uh,
guys.
oh, the meetup. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
With who our meetup
Oh,
friends.
Shallon and
Shannon and
Jordan.
Jordan. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh, Rob's big time.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
remember Rob. I
Yes,
remember meeting Rob.
Jordan.
Yeah.
I don't have faces on here, guys, so I'm so good with faces. And when I don't see it, it's like, who is that I know? So
Yeah.
yeah,
See,
yeah.
it's good to get out and
We love
network.
Jordan. Jordan's our GC. He's GCing our project downtown. We're doing in Heathwood and our project in Greenville as well.
Cool. So Christy says, I have a manufactured home. I need to move off of a mobile home park and onto a lot to cancel out the high
Yes.
cost of the lot rent. Yep,
Yes.
absolutely. So
I talk about finding land and how to farm land to find that if you don't have that, right? Because that
yep.
is an issue. It's like, oh, the park is making all the money. I'm sure, Christy, you soon realize that. Um, or maybe you look at, depending on how much you paid for it, could you even just sell that home off to someone else and have them move it, right? I don't know. That would be a question like offline to talk about, but that's a strategy you could do as well.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, that sounds good.
What are you gonna say?
No,
We've
I got,
we've got our
I
10-year
got,
old.
I
Yeah,
got the
this is
pool
funny.
cam. Our kids are in the pool. So, we're like, all right, are they drowning each other? Like, so,
They're very
we're,
responsible,
we're good.
excellent
We're good.
swimmers. They have been swimming since they were 6 months old.
Okay.
I'm a high proponent of learning how to swim early. So, bye
Cool.
guys. I
Thanks.
hope to see you soon.
All right, cool. I'm going to. All right, now, all right, here we go. I'm gonna share with you guys how to get the most out of this platform. So, like Christy just spent some time talking about the niche, right? The real estate investment itself. What was it? Manufactured homes, mobile homes. Well, when I pull up Private Money Club, every single person on this call, you guys should all be in Private Money Club. Like, what are we doing? If you aren't and you're just discovering it for the first time, I'm gonna have Joseph put in the chat box the website one more time so that you can go and you can join PMC. And so there's a couple different ways a person can join. You can join Private Money Club through a free membership, and that's just kind of get the ball rolling. Like a person could always have a free membership, but it's really just to get your profile created, poke your head around a little bit, maybe post a deal. You can post a deal with a free membership, but when you're ultimately ready to really make some connections and be able to message and reach out to people, then you're gonna want to jump up and join for the premier membership, and it's I don't know, it's like $1,500 or something like that. Joseph, I know Joseph's got a desk drawer full of promo codes. If you message Joseph right now, Joseph will probably be able to pull out a promo code from his back pocket and hook you guys up with a discount. I don't know. Sorry, Joseph, for throwing you under the bus there, and overwhelming you with people messaging you. But I think that might be the case. I think that might be the case. So let me pull this up here. I'm going to share with you guys Private Money Club and hop on it live. So if real quick again, if you could in the chat box, I remember Kyle's name. If you have a deal right now and you need funding for that deal, go ahead and say that's me in the chat box one more time, and I can use you guys as examples too, and I can put your name out there and stuff like this, and try to help you. But these 4 or 5 things that I would do, these are 4 or 5 things that I would do to get eyes on my deal. Okay, so when I say help, I want to make sure that something very clear here. Like just because you post a deal on PMC does not necessarily mean that it's going automatically going to get funded. Okay. However, if you are looking to get the right people, if you're looking for a place where the right people are looking at a project and actively looking for ways to put money to work, I can't think of a better place than Private Money Club to do that. And I'll share with you here why. But it all starts with step one, which is creating that profile, taking advantage. Step two is taking advantage of the opportunities that they have to present your deals, not just on the website, but also live on Zoom calls within the community. And then also scheduling time with PMC team members to figure out, hey, am I actually getting the most out of this platform, right? Is there a way, am I missing something? Is there something I could do to really help stand out? So that's what I'm going to help you guys out with here for the rest of our next 15 minutes or so on our call, right? So here's what I would do. So this is the PMC platform. If you are a PMC member now, type it in the chat box. Say, that's me. I'm a premier member. Let me know. Let me know where the premier members are at. So as you can see, it has a social network element to it. I know we talked about mobile homes. There's actually Rashad right here does tiny home communities, and he uses the Private Money Club to help fund his down payments for developing these communities, which is kind of cool. That'd be a great person to get to know and do. This person here, Jamie, I love it. She's providing education within the community for learning how to position yourself in a second position, the right way. Love it. Hey, well, this looks familiar, right? Here's Josiah. He does a lot of mobile manufactured home deals in Texas, which is cool. So you can kind of see, hey, this is everything that's popping within the PMC community. Now, if you're logging on for the first time and you've never been here before, what I might suggest is coming over when you create your profile. Anyone and everyone can have a profile. You can have a free profile. I recommend Premier, and I'll tell you why. When you are a Premier member there's a little badge that pops up next to your name. Now, Noah, is it worth investing 1,500 bucks into having a little badge next to my name? I think so because this is a free website. Anyone can hop on and join. But I don't believe that the scammers and the people that are full of crap are going to take the time to invest in themselves to learn how to do this the right way or invest in themselves to have a membership. So in my mind, for everyone that has a free membership or is like, hey, I'm going to go create a free membership, but then set a deadline in your mind of like 2 weeks where you're like, you know what, if it's for me in 2 weeks or not, if it is, I'm going to jump in, I'm just going to join as a premier member because I do think it adds an element of credibility. Anytime I've seen something kind of silly, stupid, goofy, or something think is full of crap, it's usually a free member that's doing it. So in my mind, I think the orange badge next to your name really helps you stand out, in addition to all the other benefits that come along with it. But right out of the gate, right? So you want to have a profile, you want to have a picture, got to have a photo, right? It's got to be, remember, private money is very much relationship based, right? So in my photo here, you kind of get an idea of who I am as a person, as an investor, and as a family man, right? So like I'm trying to put show who I am. And if it is, think of it like a dating site. Like if you were on a dating site and the person that messaged you and they didn't have a photo, you'd be like, oh, this person's full of crap or whatever, right? You wouldn't take them seriously. It's the same thing. Now over here, you can see this big picture here of this nice living room. These are some of our past projects. So I actually use this space here to showcase some of my past projects. I also steal slides out of uh, my pitch deck and put them here so people can become familiar with myself, my wife, our market, where we're investing, so on and so forth. And then, as you can see, this isn't one or two sentences down here. When it asks me for my bio, one of the things that I like to put in here that I think helps people is I like to provide examples of what it might look like to work with us, dollar amounts, things like this. What's your niche, so on and so forth, right? So this is really important stuff. Make sure you fill this out pretty thoroughly because if I'm looking at a deal, if I'm looking at a deal, after I look at a person's deal, like this is the deal section, I'm gonna click on the person. So if I like this deal, I'm like, all right, land deal, this looks pretty good, 10% interest. Who is this posted by? Crystal. Oh, okay, let me check out some information about Rick and Crystal, right? So maybe I come over here and I click on their profile, and I can read up on them, right? I can read up on them. I can come over here. I can see that they've taken classes within Private Money Club. By the way, certified lender and certified borrower courses, I believe, are included with the Premier membership. So you get a couple classes, you get a couple badges next to your name showing that you've completed those courses, which is awesome. These are, I guess, some of their active deals. I can click on View All, and I can see all the opportunities that are out there, right? Which is super cool. So, anyways, do your profile, do it right. And then what I would do is I'd come over and I would create a deal. So I come over here, I click post a deal. So I begin typing in the address. It's going to pop up. I fill out the questions related for these numbers 2 through 7 here. If I have documents, if I have if I have like comparable sales, or I have a repair estimate, or any information about myself, inside of Private Money Club, there's a free resource. It's called the Perfect Loan Proposal that students can fill out. If I have that filled out, maybe I attach that to my deal. So when I click on when I upload it and someone clicks on it, it has all of the information that I need, right? Just like Jamie's here. Look how nice this is, right? She's got the description, she's got the investment amounts, or the loan amounts. There's a map. You can click on the map, and it pulls up. Boom, that's where it is right there. You can do a Google walk around the street. Okay, yeah, there's the property. You can check it out. Okay, is this a good area? Is there a landfill across the street? No, it's like a real well kept residential neighborhood with apartments across. Okay, cool. Just as advertised, right? So it's kind of cool that you can do these different things. Also, here's the third thing that I would do. Okay, so number one, if you have a deal, create your profile. You can create a free profile. You can post for free. Um, jump to Premiere when you're ready. So profile's number one. Number two, post it in the deal section. I would also post it right here. So on this main page in the feed, so that as soon as someone logs in, boom, your property, your opportunity is right there. So there's eyes on it. It's all about how many people are looking at your opportunity. That is huge. For the average person that doesn't have private money club, like you might have to like I don't know what you would do. Like back before PMC, I, if I wanted to find a private money lender, I was going to like family, friends, coworkers. I had to go to all the real estate investor association meetings, and I had to do my elevator pitch. I had to be like, "Hey, how many of you would like to make a nice double-digit rate of return, having it secured by real estate that's worth much more?" What are you talking about? I'm talking about private lending, being the bank, mortgage, and I'd have it all memorized, and I'd have to say that 1,000 times before someone was like, "Sure." Right? Here, this is what people want to do. So when you throw your line in the water, there's going to be a hit. Okay, so and that's the idea, anyways, right? I never guarantee anything, but that's the goal here. People, anytime that I've posted on Private Money Club, I've had success. I've had my deals funded, and it's not just from one person. It's usually two or three people that want to learn more about it. What I do when I go to pick my lenders, what do you think I do? I click on their profile. Tell me about, I want to see who these people are. Can I trust them to help me do these deals, right? That's what it's all about. So I post it in the deal section, right? Then post it in the community section. And then what I would do is I would hop on this webinar right here. This is a recording from the one that we did on Monday. This is called Money Club Monday. So every single Monday, that guy right there, co-founder Stephen Nagy, hosts a webinar, and you can message Stephen in advance. Say, Stephen, I want to participate in Money Club Monday. I want to present. Stephen says, no problem. Let's go. And you can hop on and present your opportunities to the whole community. So everyone that's in PMC gets an invite. And anytime I've been on the call, it seems to be between 75 to 125 people, sometimes more. Um, and they're on there live looking for opportunities, seeing what you got, seeing what's going on. So I would take advantage of that. And then they record it. So after the live class, it gets posted here and people can go back and watch, which is pretty cool, right? So not and it's all again, it's all about how many people are you having conversations with. If you're on here and you're like, man, I want to get this deal, I need money, I got to get deals funded. What I would say is I would say, hey, how many people have you talked to? How many relationships have you built? And if the answer is zero, that's a struggle bus, right? You're struggling. But if you're out here and your goal is to have conversations and to meet people and post deals, and when someone messages you, set up calls, man, you're in the right space, right? You're in the right space. Um, Veronica asked, do you teach to analyze deals? Yeah, so there are a couple resources in Private Money Club, Veronica, that you can use, such as the max offer formula. So this is a system, and there's a video here on analyzing the opportunities. That's a Private Money Club resource. There's a property specification sheet that has all the details of the property that you can put in your package. That if someone's interested, you can send it over and say, here's all the details about the properties, things like this. I teach a class called the Accelerator Program. And yeah, so Joseph just said it right here, the Accelerator Program with Coach Noah. So if you like these calls, I teach a course too, just like Christy does for Private Money Club, and it's called the Accelerator Program. And we meet twice a week for 4 weeks. On average, it's about an hour and a half to 2 hours per call. And I teach everything that I do in my real estate investing business from a borrower's perspective and everything that I can provide to a lender from an underwriting perspective on those calls. On Mondays, I teach exactly what I do from a borrower's perspective. On Wednesdays, I teach exactly what lenders need to be doing when they're underwriting and analyzing deals. So I teach both sides of the coin. And on those calls, I do recommend that the borrowers attend the lender sessions and that the lenders attend the borrower sessions, right? I think I have a picture of this on here, this accelerator slide here. Let's see if I can find it. Can you guys still see my screen? Give me a big oh yeah if you can see my screen. Give me a big oh yeah if you can see it. All right, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I mean, this is guys, I could teach so much here. All right, cool. So yeah, there's a little bit of information about that. Our next class for the accelerator class is going to be in September. So I limit it to 20 people. There's already people enrolled currently in September, but it's not full. So if you are interested in doing something like this, I do recommend it. I absolutely recommend it. Lots of times people hop on here and they love the idea of lending and making money with their money, but they have no clue about real estate. So I try my best to teach people who want to become lenders real estate investing. How do you recognize a good deal? How do you recognize someone that's full of crap? Because there's a lot of people out there that look great on Facebook, but then they suck at real estate. So how do you avoid those people? What documents, what forms do you use, and things like this? I'll share something with you because I've made it my goal for the remainder of the year to share this slide every single time that I do a quick start webinar. And we've got 66 people still on the call, which is pretty good. So you 66 here are going to benefit from this. This is something that I teach in the accelerator class and I provide to the accelerator students these are non-negotiables. So the top section there, if I was a borrower and I had a deal, I would post the deal in Private Money Club. I would post it within the Money Club Monday. I would present it. But before I did those things, I would actually have that top section there ready to go. So that the moment someone messages and says, "Hey, I'm interested in your deal," I'll say, "Great, let's set up a time to talk." Once that time is that meeting's on my calendar, I'm sending them that top information. Pictures, video walkthrough, exit strategy letter, my attorney information, MLS printout, comparable sales, all the tax information, map information, repair estimate, scopes of work. I'm gonna send them a copy of the contract so they know I'm actually buying a house and not making crap up. And I have a slide deck. And so that's going to be ready to go. Okay. Now, as I interview people, now for my lenders on the call, these are things that I would want to see. Okay. So if borrowers aren't doing these things, then they're being lazy or they just don't know. Okay. So we want to make sure as lenders that we're getting these things. So how can we analyze a deal if we don't have any of the information? What the amateur is going to do is they're going to type up like a little email or a Facebook post and they're going to say, "I'm buying it for this and the rehab's 30 grand. Are you in or are you out?" Right? There's no details. It's stupid. Right? So the second section there are things that are going to be next level. So if you like the deal, you start to like the person, I would interview them and then I would request them to send over an experience worksheet, something that shows previous properties, right? It's their resume, addresses, what they sold it for, and things like this. I would ask for a personal financial statement. I would ask, oops, I would ask for, I don't know why my video went off. There we go. I would ask for their LLC documents, to make sure that they are who they say they are. And then the big time at the bottom here, really important. If you're going to be lending money, you want them to sign a mortgage. You want that mortgage recorded. You want them to sign a promissory note with a personal guarantee, and you want them to have insurance on the property and to show your name there listed on the insurance. You want title search work done, of course, and you want your own lender's title insurance policy. Like these are things that I feel like really help eliminate the headaches. And so think of this list right here as like a suit of armor. If you're getting ready to invest or do a deal, borrowers and lenders, I'm talking to you both because borrowers can get lazy and not do these things. It's like, no big deal, everything went fine. Well, it's fine until it isn't. Lenders, same thing. I got a message yesterday from a very experienced real estate investor. She knows better. She lent money to someone, small amount, 10 grand, promissory note, not backed by anything, and the guy hasn't paid her. Totally, totally, totally shouldn't have done that, right? Anytime I see a headache in the lending space, it's usually because all of this wasn't done. All right, so think of it as a piece of armor, and the less armor you have on, the more exposed you are. Okay, so this is good information. I hope you guys like this. Was this a good class? Did you guys learn a lot? You guys learn a lot. Go find me in Private Money Club. Let's go be friends. Let's go be friends. I always end on with encouraging everyone to make a move. And when I say make a move, hopefully you're taking action in your you're implementing the things that you're learning on these calls. If you're not really sure where to start, here's a great list. Number one, create your profile. If you're like, no, I need to get in right away, Joseph can help you. Like, have message him. He'll walk you through it. Schedule time with him. We call those blueprint calls. So if you need help, you want some hand holding, want to make sure any questions that you have, all good. Schedule a blueprint call. If you are a new member and you're a premier member, there's a couple classes you can take, no additional charge, to get the little badges next to your name. Take those courses. Take those courses. If you haven't taken my accelerator class, the accelerator class, we just started one in July. The next one's in September, but it fills up fast. I limit it to 20 people because I don't want to feel overwhelmed. And lots of times I promise the world, and I just want to make sure that I can deliver. I want to make sure if someone has a question, they can get a hold of me and things like this. So I limit it to 20 people. And then there's a live event coming up in Orlando, Florida, November 7th and 8th. These webinars are fun. I love the Zooms, but there's really something to be said to like actually meeting people face to face, shaking the hands with your borrowers, shaking the hands with your lenders, making new relationships, and it's at a really cool hotel in Universal Studios. If you have any questions about that, now I know Joseph's got a promo code in his back pocket for that Money Tank event. Joseph, I think you can hook up. Are you a man of the people, Joseph? I feel like you are. I feel like you can hook some folks up here. If you haven't bought your ticket yet and you need some help getting there, message Joseph, shoot him a text message there at that 716 number, and he can help you get secure your seat at the Orlando Money Tank event. It's going to be an awesome time. All right. Okay, do you guys offer a deal on PMC that allows multiple lenders? For example, you need 100K, so two people offer 50 each. Think of, so that's a great question, Paul. Hopefully you're still on here. Private Money Club is simply the platform, right? And how a borrower structures their deals and what they are looking for, that's up to the borrower. What a lender does is up to the lender. It's simply a platform where everyone can meet, which is pretty cool, right? What I would do if this was my deal and I needed $100,000 to do a deal, and I had two people that both had 50 grand, the person that came to me first, I would give them a first position lien. So I would have a mortgage with them, a promissory note, all of the information I just shared. They would have their own documents. And then I would explain to the second person, hey, you're the second person. I've got someone with 50. We can still do this deal. I'm going to put you in a second position. You're going to have your own mortgage, your own promissory notes, your own personal guarantee, and you're going to have your own paperwork. So it'd be two people, even though it's the same amount, one would be first and one would be second. And I would reward the first position to the person that messaged me first, or the person if I've done business with them already, right? That's how I would do that. Right. What is the limit on the size of the deal? Is there a limit? No limit to my knowledge. No limit. You'll see in private money club that people structure things differently. Like if there's a massive land development project and it's millions and millions of dollars, that might be a syndication deal. It's going to be very different than what I just explained to Paul in that question, right? And there are deals like that there. I just showed you on the private money club platform, my friend Rashad building the tiny home communities in Tennessee. He had bank financing lined up and he raised the capital for the down payment through private money club, which was, quite a bit. Me personally, the largest private money loan that I've ever done is amount that I've needed was 925,000 to do the fix and flip. But that's my cap. But I don't think there's any cap in PMC. I don't think there's any amount too small either, right? And I think that's one of the reasons why we brought on Christy to do the mobile home training was because there's lots of people that can do less than 50 grand, 50, 40, 30, 20, right? We're trying to figure out ways where we can provide options for them too. And manufactured homes are a great way to do that, right? If I have an owner finance property on 2.5 acres, can I get a second loan for improvements? Sure, you could, as long as the deal makes sense. So if you're lending here, let's say the first lien is here, and then your repair costs are here, a private money lender is going to want to make sure that the value of the real estate is up here. I don't think there's anything wrong with lending in second position, so long as it's a good operator, a good person that's running things, and a good deal. Don't do a second position if the first position's here, the second position's here, so the total amount of debt is here, and the value of the real estate is here. That's not a good deal for the lender because if the property, if the borrower doesn't pay and you have to foreclose, the lender's going to lose money, right? So we want to make sure that the value's up here and the total debt on the property stays way below that. So as long as you've got equity in there, you should be able to attract good people for those rehab costs. Great question. Great question. All right, guys, signing off. Have a great weekend. All right, take care. All right, bye.